Hello everyone, welcome back to reading time. This book is Mindy Makes Splash, and we're going to read chapter 12. Chapter 12. When I finally felt more confident in my swimming, Sally told me about her great idea. I could have a pool party at my house and invited our friends, Brandon and Brandon's friends. That way, if you win, we can celebrate with our friends, and if you lose, we'll be there to cheer you up. Yeah, I said, we can still have fun at the party no matter what happens. Yup, and our parents can be there too, to make sure everyone stays nice and safe. I really like Sally's idea. She was so smart. Also, my house is right by Senior Morley, Sally added, so we can go there for dinner after the party. Perfect! Senior Morinell is the really good pizza restaurant in our neighborhood. I once got vouchers for free pizza from them because Dad, Julie, and I won our school trivia competition. Even though we go there a lot, I never get tired of it. Their pizza is that good. We high-fived. I was nervous about swimming against Brandon, but I was glad I could finally go to a pool party at Sally's. Although I'd been to Sally's house a lot of times, I'd never gotten a chance to play in our huge pool before. All our friends were super excited when we invited them to the party. Since Brandon wasn't my friend or Sally, so I was afraid he could say no when he invited him. But as soon as Sally mentioned that we were inviting a bunch of other people from our class, Brandon perked up. I'll be there, he pumped his fist and then turned to me. Wait, are you going to race at the party? Yep, I've been practicing a lot. Brandon raised an eyebrow. Are you sure? And you won't cry like a baby when I leave you in the dust? I clenched my fist. Brandon always knew exactly what to say to make me mad, but I wasn't going to let him make me lose my temper. I won't cry, I said. I'm going to beat you. Yeah, just keep telling herself that, Brenda said. Do you want us to stick to the shallow end since you only recently learned how to swim and well? I blinked. I was surprised that Brandon was being so thoughtful. Maybe he wasn't a complete poop face after all. Sure, thanks, Brandon. He looked away. There's nothing to thank me for. If something happened to you at the pool, it'd be a really pain in the butt. I rolled my eyes. Of course, he wouldn't be that nice. I don't want anything to happen to me either, I replied. So real good. I can't wait for everyone to see me to beat you, Brandon continued. Get ready to lose big time on Saturday. I laughed and walked away, shaking my head. Sometimes Brandon was so mean he was predictable. See you at the party, Brandon. The night before Sally's pool party, Dad came to tuck me in for bed. Both Dad and Julie were coming with me to the party tomorrow, but I hadn't told him yet about what was going on between me and Brandon. I took a deep breath and told him about everything. Dad looked mad when we heard about how Brandon had been teasing me. I feel like this Brandon kid has been mean to you for a long time, and that's not okay. Do you need Julie and me to step in and tell him to stop? Maybe we can meet with his parents. I shook my head. Thanks for asking, but I can handle Brandon. We're going to race at Sally's party tomorrow to decide who's the better swimmer. I'll let you know if I need help, though. Okay, Dad said, looking unsure. Well, I'll keep a close watch on him tomorrow to make sure he doesn't get out of hand. His parents are coming to the party too, right? I'm going to talk to them about what's been going on. I think so, and sounds good. Thanks for being there for me, Abba. Of course, Julie and I are always here for you, Mindy, no matter what. I never forget that. I won't. I gave Dad a big hug. I love you. Love you too. Chapter 13. On the day of the pool party, Dad, Julie, Theodore, and I went to Sally's house. Being able to bring my dog was definitely one of the best parts of swimming at my friend's. We'll have to keep Theodore on a leash and be very careful though, since we don't know yet if he can swim, Dad said. I think a lot of dogs naturally can, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Okay, I said. I'm just happy enough that we're bringing him to the pool. Sally's house is really big and nice. Even though I've been at her house many times before, I'm always amazed by how huge it is. We knocked on the door and Sally gave us each a big hug when she let us in. Hey, she said, I'm so glad everyone could make it. I handed her a basket of pepperoni choco pie and other Korean snacks on our way in. Since it's rude in Korean culture to show up to someone's house empty-handed, we'd gone to the Korean grocery store in the morning to get some yummy snacks. Oh, thanks, Mindy, Silly exclaimed. I'm sure everyone at the party will love these snacks. She led us to the back of the house where a bunch of people were already gathered around the pool. Lindsay was there with Lucky, and so were Brandon and some other kids from our school. I also saw Sally's older sister, Patricia, and Martha, and their parents, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Happy music played with the speakers, and everyone was laughing and having a good time. It was a fun family pool party. Theodore was really happy to see Lucky, and the two of them ran around each other as best they could with their leashes on. After we said hi to everyone we knew, Dad and Julie went over to sit at the table where all the other parents were by the pool. I was expecting Brandon's parents to be there too, but instead I just saw an older kid who looked like Brandon. He was angrily talking to him about something when I walked over to them. Brandon looked sad, like the kid who was saying something mean to me. Before I could ask him what was wrong, Brandon said to me, Finally, I thought you'd be too chicken to show up. I shook my head. You can't get rid of me that easily. The older kid still looked mad, so I pointed at him and asked Brandon, Who's he? This is Blake, Brandon explained. He's my older brother. Our parents were busy and couldn't make it, so they sent him to watch over me since he's 18. Hi, Blake. Nice to meet you. Blake turned his chin up and looked down his nose at me. He didn't even say hi back. I wondered if that was why Brandon was so mean. Brandon and I walked over to where Sally was waiting for us by the pool. Okay, she said, so the bad news is there are a lot of people playing in the water right now, but the good news is since our pool is different from the one at the community center, the water is shallow everywhere. That means you too can still race on the opposite side where there aren't that many people. Sally pointed at the end of the pool that was farther away from us. Most of our friends were playing Marco Polo on the side closer to us, so there was still plenty of room for us to race. Cool, Brandon said. I'm ready now if you are. Wait, I replied. We should warm up first, just like we do in school. Before we got in the water, Brandon and I both warm up. I hopped around on one leg and then the another. I stretched from side to side and left and lowered my knees. I wanted to be able to move as quickly and easily so I could without hurting myself. When I were almost done stretching, Brandon and I looked around us to make sure everyone else was watching. Go, Mindy, Dad cheered, and Julie and my friends joined in. Brandon looked at my friends and family, and Dan had his. His best friend Mikey cheered for him, but Blake was on his phone, and Brenda's other friends were too busy playing to pay attention to what was going on. Even though Brenda was mean to me, I still felt bad for him. I wish I could let him borrow some of my friends today so they could cheer for him too. But at the same time, I was glad I had my friends and family. I was going to need all the support I could get to win this race. Okay, Sally said when we got into the water. She was going to be our referees. So you guys are going to do 3 laps. That's back and forth across the short side of the pool 3 times. Be sure to stay far enough away from the other person so you don't bother them. And remember, this is just for fun, so stop swimming if you feel tired or uncomfortable. She said the last part while looking at me. I nodded at her. I wanted to be Brendan, but I was definitely going to be careful. Brendan and I looked at each other. You ready? He asked, giving me a mean grin. Yeah, let's go. Okay then, Sally said. Ready? I leaned forward and led my arm, preparing myself. Get set, go! The race is starting, right? Chapter 14. Brendan and I shoot through the water. Even though I really wanted to look beside me to see how he was doing, I kept my attention in front of me and focused on my own breathing and swimming. Kick, 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 breath. Kick, 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 breath. Brendan pulled ahead of me, but instead of quitting like I did during my race with Sally, I kept my pace. My friends and family were loudly cheering me on from the bleachers. So even though I was losing, I still felt happy. And then something unexpected happened. Brandon lost his balance when he spun around for the last lap. I speed past him, but then looked back to make sure he was okay. He was now standing in the water and hitting it with his fist. He seemed angry, but he didn't look hurt. I was about to go back to ask him if he was all right when he shot forward into the water. Oh no, Brendan was trying to catch up. I turned back around and swam as fast as I could. My ears filled with the sounds of water splashing around us and the cheers coming from my family and friends. I could do this. I really could do this. I reached the end just seconds before Brendan did. I won. Mindy wins! Sally exclaimed. When I got out of the water, Sally and Lindsay gave me a hug. Dad, Julia, and Sally's sisters joined me too. Dogs can hug, but both Rocky and Theodore leaped up and down and looked really exciting. I'd done it. I really beat Brendan. I looked back at Brendan. He was all alone. His friend Mikey was playing with some other friends in the pool now, while Blake was still sitting at the parents' table and staring down at his phone. I was happy I'd won, but I felt bad for Brendan too. He looked so sad, and his brother hadn't even watched him swim like he was supposed to do. Hey, I said, tapping him on the shoulder. Brendan glared at me. What do you want? He asked. You won, so now leave me alone. I gulped. He was being mean, but I knew he was just upset to lost. My friends and I are going to Senior Morelli for pizza after the pool party, I said. Do you want to come? Mikey and Blake can come too, if they want. Brendan blinked. He looked really confused. It's not a trick, I quickly said. I promise. I just really love pizza. It makes everything better. It's my treat. I haven't used the free pizza I got this month from the trivia competition yet. I expected Brendan to tell me to leave him alone again, but instead he slowly nodded. His shoulders relaxed, and then he grinned at me. And it wasn't a mean smile either. Okay, sounds fun. I love Senior Morelli's. I did too. I was going to back in the pool to play with Sally and Lindsay when Brendan said, don't think this is over yet though. Just because we're going to get pizza together later doesn't mean I don't want to rematch. And next time I'm not going to easy on you. Today I was just being nice because you're new at swimming. Despite his not so mean words, he was smiling when he said that, and not in a mean way. I laughed. That's fun. That's fine with me. Let's both try our best the next time we race. I held out my hand, and Brandon shook it with a grin. Deal. Whether it was by winning or winning again him in the race or by being nice to him, I finally beaten my worst enemy, and maybe we were actually going to be friends. After lots of practice, I successfully learned how to swim. Now I just needed to make friends with manatees and dolphins. Okay, this book is finally ended. Woo! Okay, thank you for watching, and see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.